Hello everyone, welcome to this live support session. So my name is Benjamin and I'm a functional consultant at Odoo for no more than 3 years. And yeah, I will be in charge of this session. So this session will last 3 hours until 12:30. And it will be followed by another technical session in the afternoon, so from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. This afternoon. So the afternoon session will be dedicated to technical questions, technical issues you have with Odoo. And this session in the morning will be dedicated to functional questions. So yeah, feel free to ask your question in the chatter. So on Facebook or on YouTube, feel free. I'm here to answer your functional question, and I will be happy to do it. So feel free, send me your question. I will answer them. So just before we get some of your questions, just let me introduce you to Odoo. So if you don't know Odoo, or if you are a new user, you can see that I've just created a database for this session. And let me just share my screen with you. So as you can see on my screen, I've just created a new database on ORSAS. So it's a fresh new database I've created for this session, and I'm going to answer your question in this database. As you can see, Odoo is really intuitive. So the design is really clean. You can see all our application there, so all our installed application. We have one. If I want to manage my sale order, if I want to manage my quotation, I have an application for the sales. Okay, I have a subscription application. I have lots of application. Okay, I can of course install more application if I want. So I have something I can go to the apps, and there I can see every application, all applications that are available on our SaaS. So we have more application, and if you have any questions about one of those applications, feel free to ask. So yeah, we can of course see what has been installed. So I've already installed some of them, not all of them, but if you have any questions about applications that are not installed there, I will be able to install it in one click, so that will be easy for me. So yes, just to give you an introduction before your question, I can show you how easy it is to navigate in the system, to make some research, to use the filters and so on. So first of all, we are in the main screen of Odoo there. If I want to find a menu, but I don't know where it is, for example, I want to check my sale order, I can simply type sale. Okay, and there I can see all the menus related to my search. Okay, so for example, I want to check my sale order. I just click on sales, and I can go to the sale orders. Okay, so that's the first thing I can do. So that's really intuitive, that's really easy. So it's easy to use it. If I don't find a menu, I can just type it there. Okay, Odoo is really intuitive. So if we take the example of the sale application, I go to the sale application, and there I have all the menus related to the sale application. So the main menu is the dashboard one, so where I can see a dashboard of all my sales, and I have this dashboard in most of the application. So for example, we also have a dashboard in the subscription. We have a dashboard in the inventory application. The dashboard is of course different in the application, but we have this functionality for most of them. Okay, so yes, go back to the sale application, and yes, once again, feel free to ask your question. So in the sales application, yes, we have with menu. So next to the dashboard menu, we have a sales menu where we can see all the customer, all the opportunities we have, all the next activities that are planned, the quotation, and of course the sale order. One other important menu is the configuration one, where you can configure everything you need related to this application. So related to the sale application, I have configuration menu where I can add some add some tags, add some quotation template if I use them, but also change the sales settings. So that's where you have to go if you want to change the sales settings. Okay, so that's really easy. I go to the settings and I can check, okay, I can see all my settings there, everything I want to change in the configuration regarding the sales application. Okay, so that's easy to manage, that's really easy to configure. I can really see, I can configure one application by application. No need to install everything to be something which is running actually. So we can even start with one application. It's really easy to configure. Of course, we have a main configuration, main settings menu. Okay, there, where we can configure the system. We can access the general settings of the system. We can access the users, so we can create new users if you want. I'm the only user at the moment because it's a fresh new database, but I can of course add new user. I can create companies if I'm in a companies environment. So that's easy, and I can access the general settings. So those are the settings that are in the database. Okay, so it's not related to one application, it's the general settings. Okay, so for example, if I want to allow multi-companies, if I want to, I don't know, integrate with the Google Calendar and so on. Okay, so that's the main settings in the system. And so back in the main menu, you see that it's really intuitive. It's I can easily go back to the main menu in one click. Okay. Now let me give you a short introduction about the filters in the database. So if I go back to the sale order, you'll see that we have a really easy system to make some filters. So for example, I want to go to the quotation. I will, it's not a good example. I will take the runbot, so which is another database where I have some data already configured in the system. So it's the same. So it's a database where we can use Odoo, where everything is installed and where there is already some data. Okay, so I go to the sales and to the customer. Let's check the customer, for example, and there I can see all my customer in the database. Of course, I can remove the filter customer to see all my contacts. So when I click on the customer menu, I have a default filter which is used to see only customer. That's normal. In comparison, I can go to the contacts. There I can see all my contacts, but of course I have the same filter. So I have default filter that I can use there. For example, if I want to filter a customer, I will get the same result as I click on the customer menu. Okay, so those are all the filters that are available by default in the system. Okay, but we can of course create new filters. So if I want to create a new filter for all my contacts, for example, I can start typing something. For example, if I want to search my customer name, only the customer with the name Agrolais, okay, I type the name and I can search it. Okay, so I can see everyone related to the Agrolais company. Okay, another thing. So I can search by typing on some of the fields in the model. So for example, I don't know, if I type important, I can also search on tags. So the tags that are set on the customer, and so on the level, on the salesperson, or on the related company. So if, for example, someone is assigned to the demo user, I think there is a demo user in the database. So I can open the search salesperson for demo user, and I can search customer contact assigned to the salesperson. There is no one assigned to him, but if I, for example, assign as a stack to the demo user, of course, demo user, you'll see that in my search I will see it. Okay, that's easy. Yeah, I still don't have any questions, so really feel free to ask me questions. I'm here to answer them, so feel free to ask any questions you want about any subjects, any functional subject. So feel free. Okay. Then I can also create new filters. So even if I cannot search, use the search there, I can easily create a new filter on every field, every available field in the contact. So for example, if I want to see my customer created before yesterday, I will just created is before than yesterday. Okay, and I apply the filter. No one was created before yesterday. This is because it's a new database. Okay, I can also filter on something else. So for example, on, I don't know, on the email, if it contains agrolait, I can apply. Okay, so I can see that I have 3 contacts where the email contains agrolait. And when I'm satisfied with one of my filters, I can add it as a favorite. So I can save my search. Email contain agrolait. Okay, and I can either use it by default. If I want to use it by default, every time I will open this menu, it will be used by default, and I can share it with all my users. So everyone in the database, not only me, but everyone in the database will be able to use my filter. So I can save it by default and save it. So next time I will open the contacts, the filter is defined, is used by default. Okay, so that's about the filters. I can also use the group by function if I want to group by my contact by salesperson. Okay. Yeah, so this is about the filter, and I can see that I have a first question from the code Odin. Sorry if I don't, if I made a mistake in the name. The question is, can you show us how to set up the leave holiday? Yes, of course. So I will go back in my new fresh database on the SAS, and first of all, I can see that holiday is not installed on my database. So I have an application for this this feature. So it is called leave management. Okay, so I can install it. Okay, so and the coding says that they have 25 days holiday, which will count days off Monday, Friday. So you have 25 days on holiday a year, I guess, and I'm going to show you how we can configure this. So I've now installed the leave management application, and by the way, you can see how easy it is to install a new application. So I go to the leave application, and the first thing which is important is to check the configuration. Okay, and there in the configuration, I can see that I have leave types that are created by default. Okay, I have 4 leave types, so the legal leaves, the sick leave, the compensatory days, and the unpaid leave. Okay, I can either create a new one or check something that was already created. So if you have other leave type that you want to create, so if, for example, public holiday, I don't know if it was already created, but I can easily create a new leave type that will be available in the leaves. Okay, if I check the legal leave that was created by default, so the leave type, this leave type, I can see the settings. So just simply the name, in the of the leave type. I can apply the double validation. So when one of my users want to take a leave of this type, we need to approve it twice. Okay. I can allow to override the limit. It means that if this is checked, the user of my database will be able to record and request some leave, even if it was not allocated before. So I mean, if this is not ticked, so if this field is not ticked, I will first have to allocate some legal leave to my user before they can take them. Actually, I will show you the difference. Okay, and I can also choose a color in the report if I want. Okay, so let's save it. And as you can see, the leave type, legal leave, is not set as allow to override limit. I will show you. So if I want to take a first leave, so I'm the manager, okay, I want to take a first leave, I can make a leave request, for example, tomorrow or on Monday, okay. I set a description, so legal leave, and I'll try to take a legal leave, okay, for tomorrow. I try to save it, and you can see that Odoo does not allow me to save it because I don't have legal leave, actually. Okay, and the difference between a leave type that is not set as allow to override limit is that, okay, if I want to take a sick leave, this type was set as allow to override limit. Even if I don't, I've no leave allocated to me, I can save it. Okay, so it doesn't make sense, but it means that tomorrow I will be sick. Okay, so how can I allocate some leave to my users? I can go to leave allocation. Okay, I can create a new leave allocation. Okay, there I can, for example, allocate legal leave for 2017. Okay, and I can allocate 25 days as requested by the code Odin. Okay, 25 days for this year. Okay, I can allocate it by employee or by employee tag. If I don't want to create one leave allocation by employee, I can create some tags on the employee. And so, for example, full-time tag on the employee. I will quickly show you. So simply by going to the employees application, I have only one employee at the moment, but I can of course create another employee, Odoo user, for example. And then you can see that there are some tags that I can set. So for example, full time, okay, and let's say that the Odoo user is full time and the Odoo manager is as well full time. Okay, in full time. Okay, and now go back to the leave. So I can allocate a leave, so legal leave, once again, legal leave 2017, legal leave 25 days, and I can allocate it by employee tag, and there I can see my tag that I've just created, full time. I save. Of course, I need to approve them, so only human resource user will be able to approve them, or we can refuse them or reset it to draft if we want to change it once again. Okay, and if it's approved, you'll see that if I go to the leave allocation, so there is nothing more to approve, but you can see that, okay, actually the employee, I have just created one leave allocation, but Odoo created two more because Odoo gave 25 days of legal leave to my two employees that were in this tag. So now if I go back to my employee form, okay, in the manager, I can see that I have 25 days left. I can click there to see what has been allocated to me, okay? And now, as the manager, I can simply go to the leave application and make a request for next for legal leave, and I can take 1 day off. Okay, save, and Odoo allows me to save it. Okay. Okay, so I think I've shown you how we can simply configure the leave application. So create leave, you have to create leave type, you have to allocate some leave, and you just have to configure your employees with tax and so on if you want to allocate leave more easily. Okay. Is it possible? I have questions from Nicolas. So, is it possible to have compensatory hours? So, see only days. So the question is, I think if some user or some employee makes extra hours, we can allocate compensatory days. So it's not done automatically. So leave allocation is not done automatically. But of course you can create a type, and I think it's already configured. Yes, by default we have compensatory days leave type, sorry, and we can of course allocate them to some of our users. So if we think one of our employees made extra hours, we can allocate to this employee some compensatory days. It is not integrated with the timesheet application, so I mean Odoo does not create allocation automatically if the user timesheets more than what is expected. But with the timesheet application, you can easily see how many hours the users have recorded in 1 week or in 1 month, and you can easily create the allocation related to this to the timesheet. Okay. So that was for the compensatory days. So that's just a leave type. You can define, and you can allocate some days, some compensatory days. Okay. Yeah, I've got a question. So can we link this to the Outlook calendar? So when I take a leave, so when a leave is approved actually, so I will just approve it, because it's still to approve, because the leave needs to be approved by the manager or by a human resource manager actually. So if I approve it, yeah, how can I check? Yeah, you can see that the leave I approved is also in the calendar. So in this calendar, we can see that the leave has been approved, and I can see it there. So I can directly see it in the main calendar application, and this calendar can actually be synchronized with Google Calendar. So we have, as you have seen in the configuration, we have a synchronization with Google Calendar. I don't think we've got an Outlook synchronization. Let me see, because with all our new features, sometimes there are new features, but I don't think that we've got an Outlook integration, but we have a Google Calendar integration. So it's quite easy to. It's not quite easy, but it's a configuration to make to synchronize with Google Calendar. You just have to click there to make some settings. So you have when you install it, you have some tutorial you can follow to be able to integrate with Google Calendar. And in the calendar view there, you would get a button to synchronize your calendar with Google, and it's synchronized. Okay. So I hope this is clear and this answers your question. I have another question from Sid Ahmed. How to use tablet to scan persons entries and leaves? Okay, so you are talking about the attendance application, I guess. I will quickly install it. So attendance. If I install the attendance application, you see I don't have any scanner with me. No, but I can just quickly explain you how it works. With the attendance there, every employee, every user actually will be able to scan something every time whenever they arrive at the office. So they will click to sign in. So that's just a manual click, okay? But we can also use PIN codes to check in kiosk mode. So we can use PIN codes, okay? And in the employee, let me check the HR settings. So I can have a badge, and if I print my badge, let's say I print it. Yeah, I have a barcode that I can scan, and it will be related to my employee. So I can, if I have a scanner, I can scan this badge if I want to. Okay, and actually, yeah, that's there. So if I have, and I can also, yes, sorry, go to the kiosk mode where I can scan my badge, and so it will be, yes, it will be how to say, the attendance will be recorded once I scan my badge. Okay, so yes, that's what I wanted to show you. So now if I check out, so goodbye manager, yeah, have a good day, and no, so I mean, this is not related to timesheet. Let me just check something in the configuration. Yes, so we have this option. So the attendance is related to the timesheet, but it does not record the timesheet. It just allows us to check the attendance, so what we have recorded as attendance, and compare it with the timesheet. Okay, so that's how we can use attendance. I don't have any scanner with me, but you can really use it with the kiosk mode and scan your badge, so you can start your day, and the same when you leave the office, you can scan your badge. Okay. So I have another question from Anastasia. I won't be able, I don't think I won't be able to answer all the questions, but I'll take the time, I don't know. Could you please show us how to properly configure emails on Odoo? So yeah, there are different ways to configure emails. So we have, with Odoo, with our SaaS database, you have to know that we have email servers that are already created. So by default, you don't have to create any email servers. So I mean, in the configuration, yes, I can activate the developer mode to get more options. So to get more options in the general settings, and there you have a technical menu where you can define incoming and outgoing mail server. That's quite technical, but by default, as you can see, a default ongoing email server is already configured. So there is no need to configure an outgoing mail server, and it's the same for incoming mail server. Okay, so by default, everything works. Everything works. So for example, I will just open another session there. Yeah, let me just go to Gmail with another Gmail address. And you'll see that by default I don't need, so I'm logged as Odoo demo user. Okay, and if I create a customer in my database with this email address, so for example, a customer, so it's will be Odoo user. The email address is odoo.user.demo.user@gmail.com. Okay, I can directly send him an email. I just need to check. Oh, sorry, Up. I just need to check if in the sales and purchase, yeah, so it's okay. He will receive the email, I think. So if I try to communicate with him, just by sending him a short email, so hello, okay, I will send it. So from Odoo, I will send it, and you'll see that, yeah, directly I can see it there. Okay, so if I reply to this email, so that's for the outgoing email, so everything is already configured. And if I reply to this email, you can see that the catch-all email address is also configured. So the catch-all will allow Odoo to know where Odoo has to link to who, to what Odoo can link this email. So if I reply to the catch-all allow Odoo to know that, okay, this is related to this customer, and normally you'll see the email appears in the chatter there. Okay, so thanks to the catch-all, Odoo knows that the reply was linked to this customer. Okay, so the emails are already configured by default. Now, there is, yeah, you can also configure other outgoing email server. So just by going there, and I don't have any example to show you, but if you don't want to use Odoo outgoing email server, you can just create one, and it's really simple. So you just need to set a description. So the SMTP server, it's like gmail.com. I'm not sure. I think it's smtp.gmail.com. Then you just have to set a port and a username and a password. I think I can even use my my email address to create a server. So that's something you can do. And once you have configured this, but if you have your own email server, I'm sure you know all those things. So and then once it is set up, you can just test the connection and see if everything is working. And if so, you can just send new email. This new outgoing email will be used by default when you send emails from the database. Okay, so I hope this was clear. Let me just okay. I will skip some questions, but if you are still there and if you want me to answer them, feel free to copy them in the chatter and send them once again to me, so we can go back to them later. But I will just, to be sure to answer questions from people that are already there, I need to skip some of them. So, but feel free to copy paste them in the chatter if you want me to answer them. Okay. So, for example, yeah, is there? Yes, it was again a question about emails. So I've got questions from Seteja. So, is there any integration between leave management, attendance, and payroll? So, leave management and attendance, there is no integration. No, in the payroll, it's a quite complicated application because it requires some Python code. So, in the payroll application, it's quite difficult to configure, but yes. So I can install it. The Belgium payroll, for example, I can install it. And the payroll is actually yes, can be linked to the leave, but you need to configure it. And as you need to create some Python code in the salary rules and so on, I won't be able to show you because it requires technical knowledge. But you can know that installed payroll is installed if you go to the employees form. Yes, there you can see the payslip. You can see also the contracts. If you create a contract for your employee, you'll be able to define a salary structure there. So for example, full-time contract up for the manager, yes, and for example here, yes, and I can choose one of those salary structure by default, but I can also create new ones. So I can choose this one, and there I can see that some salary rules are computed, but it's done with Python code sometimes, so it requires technical knowledge. But once it's saved, so I have a full-time contract, I have contracts linked to my employees. If I go to the payroll, I can create an employee payslip for the manager. You will see that okay, I've got a bug there. Okay, sorry, so that's a small bug in the payroll application, but there you'll be able to see when you confirm it, Odoo will trigger the work days thanks to the leave the employees add in the period of this payslip, but also thanks to the working days. So on the employee form you can set somewhere. Let me check because it's sometimes hidden. Where is it? Somewhere you can set. You can set where, yes, that's there. So the working hours by default in the public information tab of the employee, you can set working hours. So there you can say that okay, this employee work 40 hours a week, and you can even define the schedule, so the working hours of your employee. And there you can, because I've seen that there was a question about how to set up that an employee does not work during the weekend or during the weekend. So that's there. You can create working hours type and then define when you work. If you work the Friday, if you don't work the Friday, if you work during the weekend, and so on. And thanks to those working hours defined on the employee, and thanks to the contract, the payslip can be generated. But yes, once again I have this error. So the payslip can be generated, and thanks to the working days and the leave days, Odoo will compute the payslip. So you will be able to compute it. Of course, you can create your own salary rules. So we have default rule for the Belgium payroll, but you can create your own rules, but it requires some technical knowledge, so some Python code. So that's not functional, that's more technical. Okay, so that's for the payroll application. Okay. So I've got a question from MTG, so about picking types. What is the difference between internal transfer and manufacturer? Do they have different accounting effect? So I mean, in the inventory database, I have by default, I will install, I will configure my inventory to see more settings there. I will multiple routes, multiple warehouse, and that should be enough to see the operation types. So yeah, every time I change my configuration, it loads a little bit. So I go back to the inventory in the configuration, and now I can see the operation type. So by the way, you can see that it's really easy to configure the system. So just in a few clicks, I can add more options in my database. So there, now I can see indeed that I have an internal transfer and a manufacturing operation type actually. What's the difference? So I can see the operation type there. The internal transfer is an operation type where you can transfer something from an internal location. So for example, let's imagine that you've got two warehouses, and in your warehouses you have multiple locations. So for example, one room where you manage the inventory of some kind of product, and another room where you keep the inventory of other products. You can have multiple locations, and internal transfer is an operation type to make an internal transfer. So I'm going to show you. So by default, when we install the inventory, we have one warehouse installed, and we have only one internal location, but more other location type, but only one internal location, and I can of course create a new location. So stock, let's call it stock number 2, okay, and the parent location will be WH, okay, and as a location type I choose internal location. So so that I have now 2 locations there, okay, in the main warehouse, in the same warehouse. Okay, now let me just create a product, because it's a fresh new database. I will create a first product, and so let's say that I want to manufacture chair, because I will it's a stockable product, so I manage the stock and I don't buy it, I manufacture it. So some chairs, and I will just quickly make a bill of material for this chair. So the chair is composed by some legs, okay, so 4 actually, a chair top, okay, 1, and some black paint. Okay, so now let's check the configuration of those products, because yes, it's stockable products, so perfect. Let me just check. So I have 4 stockable products. I will just purchase some of them, so to have something in my stock. So let me go to the purchase application. I will create a request for quotation. So vendor 1, let's say, I will buy some chair leg, let's say 100. I will buy some chair top, let's say 40, and I will buy some paint. Okay, let's say 20. I save, I confirm the order, so I buy some product, I receive my product, and I validate the stock move. So it triggers, and there you can see that it will be located, so it will be sent to my stock. Okay, so to my main, to one of my internal locations, so to my stock. I validate. Odoo tells me that I've not set has done all my quantities, so it will apply everything. So all quantities to do will be received. I applied. So now, if I check in my stock, in my inventory, and I take the chance to show you how you can check your stock. So if I go to my stock there, I can see that I have 100 legs, for example, yes, and some other products. Now, the internal with the internal transfer, so there in my dashboard, in my inventory dashboard, I have an operation type for the transfer. I can create a new transfer. Let's say that I want to change the location for one of my products. So I want to transfer 50 legs to the other location. So I will simply select my product legs. I will select the quantity I want to transfer, okay, let's say 50, and I want to transfer them from the stock to, let me search it, the stock number 2, okay. So I save it. So my stock picking is still in draft at the moment because it's not validated. So my legs are still in my source location, so there is no transfer done yet, but I can mark it as to do, check the availability. So Odoo will check if the legs are actually available in my location, so in my source location, and when the availability is checked, we can see that the operation type, the operation tab is added to the picking, where I can see, okay, it will be transferred from the stock to the stock number 2, 50 units. I can of course change the unit I will transfer, but let's say I want to validate, so it will transfer, it will, yes, process everything. Now, if I go back to the internal transfer, I still see 0 transfer because it is defined, it is filtered on the ready transfer. But if I remove this filter, I will be able to see it. Okay, and now if I go back to the inventory and to the location, you'll see that in my stock location I've got only 50 legs. Okay, and of course in the other location, so in my stock number 2 location, I have also 50 legs. Okay, so that's for the internal transfer. Okay, now you were asking about the manufacturing operation type. Manufacturing operation type is used when we manufacture, when we produce something. So let's say that, so as you have seen, I've configured the first product chair, okay, and this chair is actually manufactured yes, it's manufactured. So I will need to produce it, and it's marked as make to order. So every time I need a chair, a manufacturing order will be created. So every time I have a procurement for this chair, every time I need this, procurement will be created, so a manufacturing order will be created. But I will trigger it, I will, yeah, just create it manually there. So I want to create a chair. Okay, I can save it, and I can check the availability to see if my consumed products, consumed materials are available in my stock. There I can see from which location I will take my stock. Okay, and so if I go back to the inventory, there I will be able, I'm able to see that I have one manufacturing order that is confirmed and ready to produce. Okay, so this is about the operation type manufacturing. Of course, the reception is when you purchase something and when you receive it. We've seen that we have already done one receipt. And the delivery order, it's the opposite. It's when you sell something to your customer and you want to see what you need to deliver, or you have delivered in the past. Okay, so that's for the picking types. So let me take another questions now. So I have some, yes, what Odoo version is compatible with Patriot system? I'm sorry, but I don't know what it is. So yeah, maybe ask this question to the technical team this afternoon, but I'm not even sure they will be able to, because I don't know what Patriot system is. So I'm sorry, but I don't know. So feel free to ask this afternoon. To my technical colleague Ludovic, who will answer your technical questions. And also I take this opportunity to show you our support form. So if you go to odoo.com, you can see that we have actually a support form. So you can there ask your question. You can raise a ticket to our support team. So the support, yes, we have a support team, and they are there to answer all your questions. So you can simply raise a ticket there by simply, yes, giving your database name, and yes, ask a question related to a question to use or configure Odoo. And please be, if you use this support form, please be, try to give the most detail you can. So the more detail you can, so we can easily answer your questions. But so feel free to use it. If I cannot answer your question right now, you can also use this support form to ask some functional questions about Odoo or even some technical questions. So, but feel free to use it. Okay. So back to Odoo. So back to the question. Okay. Follow up to last question. If a person works, so I have a question from Hassan. If a person works in 2 shifts or works on another person's shift in case of absence, how to manage that? So I'm not sure to understand the question, Hassan. So if a person works in 2 different shifts or works on another person's shift in case of absence, how to manage that? Yeah, I don't clearly understand the question. I'm sorry. Maybe you can give me more details in the chatter, and I will come back to this later. I will take some questions I've just received to be sure. We've got the people who ask the question are still there. So I have questions from Ismail about the support. Hello there, do you have Turkish language support? I'm sorry, but yet right now we don't have Turkish employees or employees who can speak Turkish. But yeah, try to use English. We'll try to answer you the best we can in English if you don't speak Turkish. At the moment, we can answer you in French, in Dutch, or in English. But no, sorry, at the moment we don't have Turkish employees. Maybe in the future, but at the moment no. So please, in the support you can use English. We have some Spain colleagues, so even in Spanish you can ask some question. In Dutch, we have also German colleagues, but Turkish not at the moment. Sorry. So I Odoo. So I have a question from Asiraf Hassan. I Odoo. I just want to know, have you ever implemented accounting module to Malaysian customer? Because in Malaysia we have GST tax requirement, which is accounting need to follow GST rules. So as some of you maybe know, we have also an office in Hong Kong. So yes, yes, this office is, we have also, yes, consultancy there. We implement Odoo in Hong Kong and in the ASEAN countries. So yes, we can implement Malaysia accounting. So Malaysian accounting. So I think, let me check something, if the Malaysian no, the chart of accounts in the Malaysian for the Malaysia is not available, but it's not a big deal because we can create our own chart of accounts. With the accounting, we can even create quite simply new financial reports there that we can create with some, once again, technical knowledge. But we can create, yes, financial reports that will be available in the reporting. We can, of course, add some accounts in the chart of accounts, so that's easy. So even if the accounting is not available by default into Odoo, we can implement it. So to answer your question, yes, we can, of course, we can. If you have more questions about this, do not hesitate to contact our office in Hong Kong. So you can find easily the contact in our website, on our website. So there in the contact form that you can see how you can contact our Hong Kong office. And as you can see, we have a services and resource and development team in Hong Kong. So that's easy. But yes, we can do it. And if you want to have more reference, you can simply ask our colleague in Hong Kong. But I'm sure it's possible because, as I explained, we can create chart of accounts, we can create reports. So yes, we can. Okay. So another questions. Konstantinos Paras Konstantinos. So the question is, how can we see what stock is in transit? There are no statuses in delivery order or incoming shipment for dispatched in transit product. So you mean you want a transit location actually. So if, for example, I guess the question is, how can I see that it is in transit and not maybe delivered, or between two locations? What you can do with the inventory, and you can, in the warehouse actually, you can define that you want to ship in two steps. So for example, and the principle will be the same for what you want. So I will just say to Odoo that I want to ship in two steps. So in my warehouse settings, and now what it does actually, it creates a route where I need to pick and ship. And you see that it will first go from the stock to the output location. So actually, when there is procurement, when something, it will go from the stock to the output location. This procurement rules means when we have a procurement in the output location, it will trigger something. We will take the product from the stock, and there is a second rules from the output to the final customer where you can, when you deliver the product from the output location to the customer location. So in your case, what I will do, I will simply rename the output location to make it a transit location. But of course, if you want to keep the output location and make a transit location between two internal locations, actually you can create a route as the same route as this, with other rules there. You just change the resource location and the procurement location, but that's actually quite the same. And there you'll see that actually in the dashboard. So I have another operation type there. This is the picking operation type. And now, if I want to deliver something to the customer, so let's say that I will manufacture my. Is it done? Yeah, it's not done. I will just produce it. So I have one chair in my stock, okay, and I'm gonna transfer it. So I create a first quotation, okay. So for one of my customer, I have no customer. Let's say that customer number 1, okay. I sell it a chair. Yes, I confirm the sale. And now I have 2 deliveries. Why? Because I have configured a 2-step delivery. One from my stock to the transit location. So I have a transit. Maybe it's a transit location. It's something in between the customer and my my warehouse. So you can see that yes. And why is it waiting for another operation? Because actually my product chair is configured as a manufactured and make to order. So actually Odoo is waiting. As you can see, that's what I explained before. So with this configuration, a manufacturing order will be created every time we want to sell this chair. So if I check now the manufacturing application and manufacturing order, you'll see that I'll get a second manufacturing order to confirm and to produce this chair, okay? And now if I go back to the sales, I've got this sale order. If I check the sale order, the first delivery will be, I need to check it. Let me check. Partner location, okay. Check the availability. It was not created. Why? Just let me check. that's real. Let me just check something. Because it was produced. Am I correct? But no, I know why. Let me just check something. No, it should be okay. Server. No, it's still waiting another operation. Let me check something. I'm sorry. I'm just checking why it's not available. So in the manufacturing warehouse. It's not, yes, it was not done, sorry. So it's now done. I've just simply forgot to mark the manufacturing to done to record the inventory move. So sorry for that, sorry about this. So now in the sales, I will be able to see, okay, that I have a sale order where my first delivery is available. So I can validate my first transfer, and it means that it goes from the stock to the transit location. So I can see that I have something in my transit location. So if now I go back to the inventory, application, sorry, I can see that if I check my location, of course, as I have defined it as an internal location, I can see that I have one chair in this location, so I have something in transit. And when it is arrived at the customer place, I just can either from the sale order or either from the inventory application and this operation type, so the delivery order operation type, I can do the final move to my customer. So it won't be available anymore in my transit location. There is no more product to transfer from the transit location because I validated from the transit location, as you can see this there, to the customer location. So the transfer is done, and there is no more transit to do because I can simply see it there that I have nothing to do, no transfer to do. Okay. So that's about the warehouse and how we can make a transit location. And as explained, I just took a route that was defined by default when I applied the picking in two-step. But I can make the same between two internal locations if needed. So I can just take the routes, see how it is done, and configure it to have the same between two internal locations. Okay. So another question. So from Anastasia, can we configure Odoo to consider quantity on end, while generating automatic RFQ? So the question is actually, if I have quantity on end, can I purchase them automatically? Can I create requests for quotation automatically based on quantities I've got in my stock? So yes, that's a functionality we have in the inventory. We have what we call reordering rules. So I think it's I can, if I don't find, we have what we call reordering rules. We can create reordering rules by warehouse and by location for all of my products. How does that work? I can also create them from my product. You will see that I will do this there, and I will do it for let's say the legs, the chair legs. Okay, so I can see that in my stock at the moment. I can see my stock there. I have 96 products on end and 92 forecasted, because don't forget that I have still one manufacturing in process where I should use 4 legs. So I have 92 forecasted units. The forecasted units are computed, are equal to the on-end quantity, on-end units, minus what will be used. So either in a manufacturing order or in a sale order if we sell the legs, plus what we will receive. So if I have purchase order confirmed for the legs, I will show you that later. The forecasted quantities are also updated with what we will receive or what we will manufacture. Okay. If I check, for example, the quantity, the forecasted quantity for the chair, I have one forecasted quantity because I have one manufacturing order in process to produce this chair. Okay. So now back to the legs, to the question I received. So I can create a reordering rules from the product there. I can click there, I create, and you see that if you create it from the product, it is directly set, so the product is directly defined on the reordering rules. Okay. What's important in the reordering rules? The warehouse, okay, where I want to apply my reordering rules, and the location, for which location, okay. There I will choose the stock location, and I will just check my current stock in this location. So as you remember, we have 46 legs in stock, but I guess 4 will be used. So we have 42 legs in the stock, forecasted legs in the stock, okay, in this location. So back to the reordering rule, sorry. So in the stock, and I can define a minimum quantity for this. Yes, and no, something before I need to tell you. If you want to trigger purchase order directly when the product is needed, you have to set, of course, the route by there, and also to set a vendor. It was already set there because I've already confirmed one purchase order for the vendor for this product, but I can if a vendor is not set, RFQ, so request for quotations, won't be created by default. Okay, so we can, let me save the products and back to the reordering rules. Sorry, once again. So it will be applied on the warehouse live support, so my main warehouse, and on the location stock. And the minimum quantity is actually the minimum quantity I always want in my stock. So it means that if the forecasted quantity that I see on the product and that are in my location is below this minimum quantity, Odoo will trigger a procurement for this product. And so, thanks to the rules defined on the product, it will either purchase it, either manufacturing it, depending on the rules. So, yes, there, let me check that I want at least 200 units in my stock. The maximum quantity will be used to set the quantity I will order to my supplier, because okay, I have got a minimum quantity, I know when I want to purchase them, but I don't know how many. The maximum quantity will be used to define this limit. So for example, if I set the maximum quantity to 300 units, Odoo will trigger me a purchase order to reach this maximum quantity. So the purchase order will contain the quantity that are needed to reach this maximum quantity. Okay, that's what is important there. I can save it, and now I've got this product correctly configured. I have my reordering rules. If I run the scheduler is available in the inventory application. I can run the reordering rules. Normally, a purchase order, 58 units will be purchased, thanks to the reordering rules. If I don't want to run the reordering rules manually every day, I've got what we call not an automatic action, but a schedule action there, where I can see that the scheduler is actually run. Let me check schedule. Yes, So the scheduler is actually launched automatically and every day. It is run automatically every day. Okay, so that's something you can change in the main configuration. Okay, I hope this is clear for this question. So yes, you can trigger request for quotation based on the quantity and the stock you've got in your warehouse actually, and in your locations. Okay, so let me, because I don't want to be too late, I will take only the question from the last 20 minutes to be sure people are still there. So I've got an interesting question from Vincent. How to subscribe somebody automatically to a document invoice, for instance, at creation time. So Vincent wants to add some user as a follower of a document when it's created. And that's interesting because we can, that's a little bit technical, but I can show it to you because yeah, it's not too complicated. We have an application called Odoo Studio. So yes, to customize Odoo, I can install Odoo Studio. It's an application like any other one, but it allows you to add some fields in the database, to add some automation, to customize Odoo actually. So to make it not standard, it will just customize the system. So Vincent would like to subscribe someone to a document, so for example to an invoice, when at the creation of actually. So let me just give you a short introduction about the followers into the system for those who don't know the follower system. So in an invoice, I don't have any invoice. Let me just I will create an invoice from one of my sale order. I've got only one sale order, of course. I can create the invoice. I will view the invoice. Yeah. So the invoice is created, and as you can see, at the bottom right corner, we've got the followers. Followers are actually users or contacts in the database that you would like them to be able to follow the document, so to receive notification. So for example, if someone follows this invoice, it means that and depending on what it does follow, he will receive notification in his mailbox once there is discussion, there is activities logged, there is notes, or it is validated or paid. So let me just create a new user to be able to show what Vincent asked. So I'm the Odoo user, odoo.demo.user@gmail.com. I give him some rights, and in the preferences, I want handle it by email. It's not important at this moment, but I have another user. Okay. And I want at invoice creation, so when I create a new invoice, I want this user to be added as a follower. How can I do this? So I go to my invoice, sales, customer invoice. I take this invoice, and by clicking on the button, on the studio button there in the invoice form, I can access to the invoice form where I can add some fields. I can show you that later if you want. So if there is a question about Studio, I will be happy to show you. But I can also add some automations there. I can create an automated action, and you'll see that when do I want to, so I need a title, of course. So add Odoo user as followers at invoice creation. Okay, it's filled in automatically thanks to the Studio tool. So it's from the invoice. When do I want to trigger this action? at the creation, so on creation, I can edit the domains if I don't want to. For example, if I want to exclude some customer, or to do it only for some customer, or for, I don't know, for anything, any field available in the invoice form. And what do I want to do? I simply want to add followers. So I will add Odoo user. Yeah, I've got it twice because I've created the customer with the same name. So I will add it. I don't know which one it is. I guess the second one. I'm not sure, but it's not important. So I can simply add it as a follower on the invoice creation, and that's it. Actually, I close Odoo Studio, and now let me just take another sale order, or I can even create a new invoice from scratch, and it's going to work. Yeah, I don't have any other sale order, so I will create an invoice from scratch. And as you can see, I will make an invoice for the customer once. Let's say he bought 1 leg. I save it, okay, and just by saving it, we've got 2 followers now, Odoo user and Odoo manager, because I created the invoice, so I'm directly follower of this invoice, but Odoo user is also a follower of this invoice, so it will follow everything related to this invoice. If I send message to the customer, it will also receive the message, because you can see that it is sent to follower of the invoice. And of course, it depends on the subscription. Yes, so that's how we can do. So you see that it's actually really simple. It's amazing. We can create an automatic action like that. Yes, in a really simple way. It's with Odoo Studio you can really do some automation. Maybe it's not complicated to create automation in the database. So it's really an amazing tool you can use in the database. And yes, I will be able to show you more features in this tool. So like creating new fields and so on. It's really easy, but it's really simple to create new automation. So yes, it's an amazing tool. And I hope these questions the answer was clear. And but now, Vincent, you can see how you can create an automated action at the creation of any record you want to add a follower. Okay. So I've got a question about serial number. So from Manzaniels, sorry about the name, but is there any way to load serial products in bulk mode? Instead of loading serial after serial, I wanted to enter the first serial and the last serial of a lot, so that all the orders are generated. No. So Odoo will not create serial number in bulk, so will not trigger numbers for you. But what you can do, of course, is use the lot. So you have just to set one lot number, but not in bulk. So you cannot tell Odoo to trigger me the first serial number and then until 50 and yes, trigger me everything. No, it does not work like that. But what you can do is, if you want to go faster, you can use the barcode interface, and we'll have a session with one of my colleagues next year, maybe more dedicated to the barcode. He will have a scanner with him next week. Sorry, on Friday, next Friday. So maybe please come back next Friday. We'll be able to show you with a scanner. He will have a scanner with him, and we'll be able to show you how the barcode interface works and how it can work with the barcode. Okay. Okay. So let me. Thank you for all your questions. I'm not able to answer everything, but I hope it's clear and it's good for you. But I'm not able to answer everything, so I will take another question. So I have a question. I'm new to Odoo. Please tell me Odoo is completely free version for online hosting. So yeah, just to just discuss a little bit about the pricing. So with Odoo, and if you go to our website, you'll be able to see our pricing there. But do not hesitate once again to contact our sales department if you have more questions. But you can see that actually you can use Odoo for free for one application. So if you just use one application in the system, so for example, if you want to only to manage your sales or you want to create a beautiful website, it's free actually. It's free for you. You can use it online. Online for free if you have only one application. So that's really an easy way to start with your business. If you want to start with one application, it's free. Now we have other offer that we can suggest you. It's if you want to use a full scope in the system. The price depends on the number of application you want and the number of user you want actually. But feel free to contact our sales department, so you can find how to contact them there. So we've got you've got the phone number if you want. So there in Brussels or in America if you come from America, or in Asia if you come from Asia. But yes, and that's really great, because if you just want to start, if you just want to test Odoo for one of our application, it's free. So, and even for more than one user, you can install until 50 users, and it's free. So feel free to create a database, install one application, and just use it for free. So that's a great option you have on the Odoo online platform. Okay. So let me once again. So I've got a question from Aurelian. So when we sell goods, we need to handle production, quality control, shipping. Each of these operations is a small project itself with its own characteristics. How to handle that? Create new modules? Where? So the question is that when you sell something, I think you need to have a quality check, a control shipping. So we have two ways actually. So let me show you both options. Sorry. So go back to Odoo. By default, and in a standard way, if I go to the warehouse, I can not ship in two picking, but no, it's not the same. So I mean, when we receive a product, we can have a quality control. But once again, for example, if you want to use it for the sale application, you can also use the pick and ship method, like I showed before for the transit location. We name the transit location into a quality location and make one delivery from the stock to the quality location where you make the quality. When you check the quality of your products you send actually, or and then from the quality location, so they do what they need to do, and then from the quality location to the customer. But I have something else I can show you. It's what we call, so with the version 10 we've got new functionality in the manufacturing. So if you go to the manufacturing, you can go to the settings and check that we've got a quality control application, and this is actually an application, another application in Odoo. So there we can define actually control points. So what we call control points. So in the quality, let me just show you this application. So we've got the configuration menu once again, like for every other application, where we can define quality alert team. So it's more for the alert, but we have one main quality team, and we can define there it's about the alerts, but for the quality check it's a little bit different. So I will maybe discuss the alerts later. But there, what we can do, it's creating control points. So for example, every time I want to, yes, sorry. Every time I want to send something to my customer, I want to have a quality check. So check just before delivery. Okay, I can choose my product. So every time I want to send the legs, for example, and I need to choose my operation. So there I want to have this check when I deliver it, when I finally so just before delivering my product, I will need to make this quality check. Okay, there the control type, it's where you define if you want to do it for every operation. So every single delivery order in this case will require a quality check. It can be randomly, so Odoo triggers them randomly. Sometimes it will require the delivery will require a quality, sometimes not, or periodically. It's when you choose, for example, every I don't know, every 2 days or every 2 weeks, or what you want, you trigger quality check. So I will decide to do it for all operations. So every time I will deliver some legs to my customer, it will trigger a quality check. There you've got the test type. So you've got 2 test types. It's either a pass or fail type or a measure. What's the difference? Pass or fail is just okay, it's okay, or it's not okay. And a measure, it's you have to measure something. So let's say we've got a measure. The norm is that the legs must be should be 50 centimeters, and I can set some tolerance, so it can go, it's accepted from 40 to 60 actually. Okay, it's quite a big tolerance there, but it's just for the example. There I can of course select the team, so the quality team, and if I want to assign a responsible every time for this product, I can. Okay, let's assign Odoo user. Okay, so that's a quality control point. So that's the first step. I've just created a quality control point. Now back to the main menu, I will trigger a sale order, a quotation for the legs. So let's see that my customer number one wants to buy 2 legs. Let's say yes, 2 legs. Save it. I confirm it. Yes, I've got 2 delivery because remember that we want to make it in a transit location first. So I apply, and now the second operation is available. If I want to validate it, I can't. Why? Because I need to do this quality check. So a quality check is required for this transfer, for this delivery order. So I first need to make this quality check. There you can see that we've got a green button. The green button in Odoo are actually the next step Odoo suggests you. So he thinks that those are the steps you can make in this operation. Of course, you have other action, other available action, but that's Odoo suggest. Okay, if I show you the quality application, I can see that I have 1 check in progress that was triggered. I need to do it. So the status is to do. It can be passed or failed. It's because of it's either passed or failed. Yes. So yeah, it was that's it for this. So if I go back to my delivery, so I have one delivery order to do. There I can make the quality check, and I've got to make a measure. So let's say I 55 centimeters. I validate, and now I can check my quality check from there, from the button, and I can see that it is actually passed. Okay, it's in the norm, so it's okay with this measure. This measure is okay. Then now, if I try to validate it, I will be able to validate it. Okay. So that's how I can make the quality check. Okay. So I can really trigger some quality check before any operation I want, because of course I showed it for delivery order, but you can also create it for some other operation. So it can be internal transfer, it can be picking, it can be a manufacturing, it can be a reception. So that's the second way you can do it. So as I showed you, you can use a transfer for the quality, so from the stock to the quality location, and from the quality location to the customer, or you can use this tool, this amazing tool, the quality control points. Okay, I hope this is clear for you, and let me take another question now. So Manohar, I'm creating a new custom module through Odoo Studio, but I didn't know where this module stores in add-ons folder. Or can I export this module and import to my client database? So with Odoo Studio, we have this amazing feature that we can actually export everything we've done. So if I open Studio in the main menu, there in the top left corner of my screen, I've got this customization menu where I can actually export all the customization I've done. So I've just created an automation, and then I have this zip file that I can use, where I can see, okay, I've created actually my server action and so on. So this is my the automated action I've done. I think that was this one, yeah. So everything is done there in the module, and of course, if I have another database, I will be able to import what I've done actually. So this feature allows you to export all the customization you've done and import them in another database. So you don't have to do again all your customization. If you start with a new database, you can use what you've already done, and it's really quite easy actually. Okay, so this is a new amazing features we've got from a couple of months, I think. Okay, other question. So let me check, because we've got a lot of questions. Okay, for example, so because before changing stages in my pipeline, I need to add an approval from higher authority. So yeah, so because you had the question before, so I need to know how to develop different level of approval in every module. For example, before changing stages in my pipeline, I need to add an approval from higher authority. So that's for some of our application, we have 2 or 3 approval levels. So as you've seen with the leave application, so that's standard. In the leave type, we can have apply double validation. So we have a first validation and then a second one, a second validation. We've got also this for the purchase. Let me check. I think it's in the company settings, because this has change. No, this is not there. But for the purchase application, we've also got a second. Yeah, we can approve order if the minimum for a minimum amount of, for example, yes, 5,000 euro. But we can have this approval. If you want to, in the case, if in your case, Vikas, so you want to have an approval from higher authority in your pipeline, so before stage, yes, changing the stages, that's something you could do with Odoo Studio. So with Odoo Studio and with a little bit technical knowledge, because that's a little bit more technical, you could, for example, yes, let me show you something. So I will just quickly not do I will not do exactly what you want, but I can show you quite quickly, because yes, it may be important for you. So I will just quickly create a new opportunity. Okay. So with Odoo Studio, I will quickly create a new field. So, for example, no, I will add a new field. So add a new Boolean field. So true or false field. Where is it? Checkbox. So there, I will name it approved. So that's just an example of what you can do. But so yeah, it's approved or not. So it will be a little bit more technical, so just a few minutes about this. So I can close Studio. I have a first approved checkbox, and I will create filters in my database. So for the stages, because I will use it in my automated action. So stage contain new, apply. I need to add it, save it, new opportunities, and then I need to make another filters. Stage contains qualified. Okay. Apply, and I also save it. Qualified opportunities. Okay, so I have two new filters shared with everyone that I will use in my automated action, because it will be an automated action. What I can do now is I will open Studio, and once again I will go to the automation. I will create an automation, and for example I will raise a warning if not approved. This time I need to on update, so I want to trigger this action when it's updated from, and I can nope. Yeah, I can there. Let me just check something. Yeah, I can edit. I can add the filter. Yeah. Okay, I didn't need to create filter. Actually, I can create them from there. So stage. I think stage. No, it is not there. So maybe stage. I know it's about. That's weird. Yes, stage is contains new. No, I need the ID actually. So I like new. No, it should be okay. Save. No, the domain is not valid. So I guess I need to is equal to 1. No. Okay. I will not do it with domains, because there I need some yes, I need some to make some. This is not valid actually. Okay, and I will for example state ID, stage ID, it's maybe this one. Okay, okay, so there is no recourse, but this is like this, so we could do it like this, but I will just edit it, so I don't want to have this this filter. Okay, okay, discard. So let me go back again and create this raise warning at actually update, and I could with the domain set when I want to trigger, so on update, but only when it goes from the new stage to the qualified stage with domains. It's possible. I just don't want to be too technical now. And then I want to execute actually a Python code where I will actually raise a warning. So if I raise warning, I think there is a space between up warning not approved, and I mean I need to make a condition if yes, I need the name of my field. I think studio, sorry, not studio. I will take the technical name of my field. I will need to update the automation field. If not, because if it's not true, I will trigger this warning. Okay, save. Let me check. Yes, I think this is because. Okay. So I mean I will just need to check yes, and I forgot to BG, so it's a little bit technical, but yeah, I can close it. I can see the name that was triggered by Odoo, so studio field QPL4N. Okay, and then in the automation QPL4N. QPL4N. I think that's it. Okay, and now I close Studio, and if I want to change the stage of this, okay, I did something wrong in my code. Yes, object is not defined, so I need to change my code. Sorry, I made a mistake. Edit object, close. Okay, once again. Okay, I did something wrong once again. Object is not defined. Yes, I know. Maybe once again I try. I do my best because it's a bit technical to show you. If not, record, close. Yes, once again. Nope. If raise warning is not defined. So I've got an issue with my warning. I'm sorry. So automation up, edit. I thought it was like this, but I don't think it changed anything. No. I'm not sure how it is done. Let's check. Okay. Okay, but I don't get this warning, so that's weird. Okay, but I don't want to spend too much time, but what I wanted to show you actually is that we can normally raise a warning if this field is not set as true, but at the update, let me check because I just want to be sure that I can. I need to raise it, but I don't know. Okay, and let me check once again. Okay, I got it. So you can see that you can raise a warning only if this is not approved. So you should you can also, with some customization, make this field invisible or only visible for some of the user, and then know that it is approved. I can switch quite easily to the next level. I can also make in my server action that this field, every time I change the field, it goes to not approved. But there, if I want to update it, it's normal because I didn't get any filter. It raised my warning, but I can also, with filter, define that it's only when we change from some stage to another. So that's something we can do with an automation. So yeah, that's something we can easily do. Even I'm a functional consultant. I don't have technical knowledge, and with a little bit of technical knowledge, you can do what you want with Odoo Studio and with automation. Okay. So yes, that's something you can do with Odoo Studio. And if you have more technical questions, of course, do not hesitate to ask our technical colleague this afternoon. Okay. So as you know, there will be a session this afternoon dedicated to technical question. Okay. So I've got the questions from Shasha. So my Odoo license has expired before due date. Kindly let me know where I can quickly channel this to have its resolved. So please, Chacha, contact our support form, so our support team. So if you go to, I've shown it before, but if you go to odoo.com/help, you get our support form where you can contact our support team. Just give us your contract number and your database name and explain your issue there, so we can solve it. Okay. So I have a question from Kevin. Is there a way I can change my company name in website? So what do you mean? So is it just about your company name? Then you can simply go to the settings, and in the companies there, where you can change simply the company name. My company. Okay. There you can change the company name and go to the websites. If you go to the website, I don't know where you can. Is the website installed? Yes. So in the website you can. Yes, I don't know exactly where it is displayed, but for example there. So I guess this is the name of your company, but you can change it. You can also edit your website. I don't know if maybe it's not the company name, but I don't know exactly where it is displayed in your website. But if you just simply want to change your company, it's possible in the settings. Then if in the website you can really do whatever you want. So you can edit all the pages. It's quite easy. So yeah, if you meant you want to change this URL, this URL in the to access your website, you can also change it. You can also change it in your database manager. So let me just show you. If you go back there, when you are in the back end, you can or in the front end, even in the front end, you can click on your name Yes, it's loading. Yes, click on your name, myodoo.com account. So you can go to accounts.odoo.com actually, and there you can manage all your databases, and you can add some domains to your database. So there is a short explanation. It's really easy. So that's, if that's what you want to do, you can do it from there. Okay. So that's how you can change your company name. Yes, your company name. I've just got a new question from Setanja. I've done a server action, so which is called by an automated action with a time condition. It was supposed to run every 5 minutes, but it only works the first time. After, nothing happens. Yes, as I said, so this is a functional session, so I don't want to be too technical. So please feel free to come back later in the day, so this afternoon from 1 p.m. Belgian time, to ask your technical questions. So my technical colleague will be happy to answer your technical questions. So Seteja, please, you can come back this afternoon, and we'll probably answer your question. Okay. So I have a question from Mazangels. So please, how can I configure the minimum stock of a product to avoid stock rupture? I've already answered these questions before in the live support session, but basically I don't want to do it again. But if sorry, I go back to my website. You can create reordering rules in the inventory. So there, you can create reordering rules for some of your product in the database, where you can trigger where you can define minimum and maximum quantity, okay, in a warehouse and in a location. So every time the forecasted quantity will be below this minimum quantity, Odoo will trigger a purchase order or a manufacturing order or something else, depending on the routes defined on the product, to reach actually the maximum quantity. So in my example, I needed at least 200 units of my product, and every time the forecasted quantity is less than 200 units, Odoo triggers a purchase order, a request for quotation. So that's what I defined. I've already shown it before, so I don't want to do it I don't want to do everything again. But yes. So please, that's how it works. Okay. Can you please create a sample? So I have a question from Manoir. Can you please create a sample custom module using Odoo Studio and export, and how to import this back? Okay, so that's what I shown also before. With Odoo Studio, when you are in the main menu, you can click on the Odoo Studio tools, and there in the top left corner you can export all your customization. It gives you a zip file where you can see all the customization, and that's the same thing to import it. So in another database with Odoo Studio, you can just import the zip file you have downloaded from another database and import it in a new database, and so you don't need to do again your customization. So that's a great tool we have. So it allows you to do the customization twice in two different databases. You just do it once, and then you export it from the database, this screen, and you can import it in the other database. Okay, so that's the same for a simple customization. So just adding a field, so for automated action, for adding a new module, so everything you need. Okay. So I've got a question from Anas again on reordering rules. So follow up regarding reordering rules. Can Odoo fulfill the following example? So we've got 3 quantity on hand equal 3, sale order quantity equal 5, generated RFQ should be 2. Yeah, I think we can do this. so to fulfill what we actually need. So let me just try to configure it to show you how it works. I will create a new product for reordering rules. Let me say FR product. It will be a stockable product. Once again, it will be a buy product. I will define a vendor, so I don't forget to do this. Okay, save. So I buy this product from a vendor. I will also set up a reordering rule. Okay, I create a reordering rule for this product in the OWH stock location, and I leave it like it. So 0, 0. Okay, I will just change my my quantity on end. So let's say that I have 3 units on end. Okay, and I will try to make a sale order for this product. So for 5 units, I have my product, 5 units. I save it and I confirm. Okay, so once it is confirmed, as I explained before, my forecasted quantities have changed. Why is it 2? Let me check. Okay, let me check the purchase order that was created. It was not this one, so okay, I will run the. Why is it 1? Let me check, because maybe I forgot to. So yes, sorry. Cancel it. Set to quotation. I will change the unit price and not the quantity. Sorry. So I will change the quantity to 5. Yes, I will confirm the sale. So Odoo told me that I don't have enough quantity in my stock. And now let me just run the schedulers in my inventory application. Okay, and now let me check if a purchase order request for quotation was created. Yes, it was created. It was as this is we've already purchased a request for quotation for the same supplier. It is just added in the same purchase order. We can change this configuration if needed, but it is configured as if we have an open request for quotation for the vendor. It's just added in the same, and there you can see that Odoo wants me to buy 2 units. Okay, so we can do it. So as a reminder, how you can do it, you can have a reordering rules for the product, which is set as a minimum quantity of 0 and a maximum quantity of 0 as well there. So Odoo will actually only trigger RFQ in this case if we need products to just reach a quantity of 0 in stock, but just be able to purchase the quantity we need if we already have some quantities in our stock. Okay, so I hope this answers your question. I think it does. Okay, can you I have a question from Vika. So can you give the difference between power user, so you mean I guess internal user, and portal users? So yes, actually with different kind of users. So in the settings, in the user, you can see that there I've got 2 internal users. So it means that those are users that use the system. So those are employees. They can make sale order. They can create some records in the database according to their rights. Okay. Now the portal user functionality is there to allow some of your customer to access your database in order to see their invoices, their sale order, their quotation, the issue related to them, and so on. So what you can do, it is actually you have two ways to work. You can give portal access to one of your customers. So if you click on the customer number 1, you can give him access to the portal by sending him an invitation and ticket this. So I will just yes, use I think Odoo partner dot and Odoo. I think I've got another email address at gmail.com. Okay, I give it the rights, so I will. Okay, let me check if I can. If I have still access to this email address. Odoo.demo.partner@gmail.com. Next. Yes. Okay, got it. So I normally should have received an invitation. Yes. So I've got this this invitation. I can create an Odoo account and sign up to the database. There, I'm that's weird. I maybe know why. So I'm connected in the database. Let me check. Is the portal allow user to import data? No, that's not this. Where is the portal management apps? Portal is installed. Yes, let me check in the there, but what I can show you is on the website, I guess. Sorry, I forgot this, so I can go my own. Okay. And what's this? Yes, okay, I know. But I can go to the website actually, and then I can see my account, and then you've got access to your orders. So you see that you can see your orders, what you've ordered actually. Of course, you can see only orders that are linked to you. That's normal, but you can also see, as I explained, your contract, so subscription, your quotation, your invoices, and if some tasks or projects are linked to you. Okay, so that's our portal access. And what I wanted to show you as well is the other way to create a portal user. By going there in the user, you can see that I only have 2 internal users. If I remove the default filter, the internal user, I can see that I have actually another user, which is the customer with the customer number 1. And there, the only difference is that he has no access, so no access to any other application, but is just ticked. Yeah, I need to activate the debug mode. It just ticked as portal user. Okay, so that's quite easy to invite user to access to the portal. They can sign up to the database, and they can access everything that is related to them in the portal access management in the website. So that's really easy. That's a great tool. Once again, um, yes, it allows really your customer to have access to documents that have been done for them. Okay, so that's a great tool, and that's easy to configure. I hope this answers the question. No. I have a question from Vinay. So I have a question related to Odoo architecture. Is there a way to partition or shared by Odoo database for managing high performance and high volume of data? Vinay, I think, no, I don't think, I'm sure this is a technical question. So as explained, and I don't know if you were there before, but we've got this technical session this afternoon dedicated to technical question. So this is currently a functional session, but feel free to come back this afternoon. So starting from 1 p.m. Belgian time, there is a technical session webinar. So my technical colleague Ludovic will be really happy to answer this question. So feel free to come back this afternoon and ask again your question. Okay. Okay, I've got a question from Pascal, who is asking, how can you automatically reorder from another warehouse? So yeah, so if we've got two warehouses in the database, so in the inventory application, I can create. I don't know why I'm sorry, my screen is black. I don't know why. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I will try to fix this. Just a sec. I'll be back in a minute. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. I had an issue with my computer. So yes, I hope you can still see my screen. So what I was explaining is that I have at the moment one warehouse, but I can create another one. So let's say I have two different warehouses somewhere in the world. So I have another warehouse 2, WH2, okay, and I can actually use this functionality. We supply warehouse from another warehouse actually. So it will resupply. It's simply answer your question. So if I simply take this. There, let me just check something. No. I need to select it there. Sorry. So from the default we supply warehouse. So I select it there. So it means there that this warehouse, so the warehouse number 2, will be resupplied from the live support warehouse. So, and now if I check the other warehouse, yeah, so I can do this in my warehouses. So it means that if I need anything is in this warehouse, it will be took from the live support 1 warehouse. So that's quite easy to yes, to implement. This is just a default field on the warehouse. Okay, so that's quite easy. Vic has another questions. I have subscribed it and paid for 5 users in Enterprise Edition. So does that mean I can create only 5 internal users? So if you have 5 users, yes, indeed, if you pay for 5 users or on online version, yes, you can only install 5 users. You can still create more users, but your subscription will be updated, and you have to pay for 6 users. Of course, you pay for the number of users you have, and yes, what I need to tell you as well is that portal user, as I just explained before, is not an internal user, so you don't pay for portal user. So if you have 1,000 of customer who wants to use your portal database, you don't pay for them, of course. You only pay for internal user. So that's great, and it allows you to have all the customer to give an access to all your customer without paying more money. So that's great. But for the internal user, yes, you can only have user that you pay for. Okay. So yeah. I have questions. Will this session this live session be available on YouTube after its conclusion? Honestly, I don't know. I'm not yet. I think you should be able to find it again after, but I'm not sure. So maybe I'll ask to one of my colleagues about that. I'm not sure, but it should be. So yeah. So I have a question. I've got a question from Alex. How can I import multiple product quantities from Excel? Can you show me the live example? So you mean that actually, if I'm correct, you want to import an inventory adjustment for some of your products. So I will quickly show you how you can do that through Odoo, and then once you do it once from Odoo, you can easily export this and import it again. So I mean, in the inventory management, you've got what we call an inventory adjustment there, and we can create, of course, a new one. So for example, starting inventory. Okay, so that's how we do it. That's how we do it, how to say, yes, functionally in the system. So I can I can choose my location, of course. I can make the inventory for all my products, only one product category, or multiple products. I will do it for, let's say, all my products. And I can save it and start it. Now that it is done, yeah, I can of course validate the inventory once it's done and so on. If I can export it, so I can export, of course, the name because it was needed, inventory reference, the inventory of my product, and I can inventories. I can inventories location, inventories products, inventories quantity, I guess. Check quantities, yes, and I also need the inventory location. So I think that's it. I can, once I do it the first time in the system, I can export it, and you'll see that you'll get a file that you can use as a template to import your product. Of course, it works with what we call external IDs. For example, to match the product, you have to use external IDs, but with some VLOOKUPs and with some knowledge into Excel, you can easily, make VLOOKUP to find the IDs of your products, you have to know that once you export the product from Odoo, you export also their IDs, so you can find them quite easily. There, so you work with ID. It means that so this column I don't need it, I think. Yeah, so there is the location where I want to, and let's change a little bit the quantity, 40, 43, and 4. Okay, I will save my. No, I don't need to import the ID because the ID is related to the inventory adjustment we've just exported. So if I import this file with the ID, it will just update the inventory I've done before, and it will not create a new one. So I save it. I can use this file as a template, so starting inventory 2, for example. Okay, I save it, and let's say what Odoo tells me. If I import, I need to change the option there to get my file according to my file, of course, and I will try to validate it, and everything is valid, seems valid, so I can import it, and you will see that I've got a new starting inventory there. And if I start the inventory, yes, you see that my lines are correctly created with what I've done in my file. So the best option when you want to import something in the database is that you do it a first time in Odoo, and then you can export it, as I just explained. So it's quite easy, and this template, then you can use it for all your other inventory. You can use this. Of course, you have to use IDs for the location, for the product, but as explained, you can find those IDs by exporting them a first time in the system. So if you go to the product menu, to the product view, you can export the product and their names. If you make a VLOOKUP into Excel, you can replace the ID by the name by the ID. If you work with name, it's more easy, and really you can easily do it. So you've seen that I've created a template in 2 minutes, and I can really use it to import my product and my inventory in the future. So that's really easy, and that's an amazing tool. Okay. So there is a question from Saiteja. Can you show me how to import user and connect each of them to employee in employee directory? So import, I don't recommend you to import user because creating user, it generates email because an invitation is sent. It generates some of the things. It creates contacts. So I do not, and I mean it's important to create user. So I do not recommend you to import user. But to answer the second part of your questions, how to link user to employees directly, you've seen that I have created an Odoo user. It has generated, of course, a partner, so a contact in the database, but I've also an employee for my user. It was not created automatically when I created the user, but this employee, I can simply link it to my user there in the HR settings of my employee. There I can link it to a user, so that's easy. When you create a user, so a partner, a contact is automatically created, and then you can link this user to an employee. Okay, so that's simply how we do, and yeah, that's the best way to work. I think user is not the thing you need to import, because it's important to create them separately and to link them then after to the employee. Okay. So I've got a question from Deo Vergara. I was in the creation of my new database. The password keeps saying only alphanumerical underscore hyphen or dot are not allowed. Yeah, so you've got an error message when you create your password. It seems that you use some characters that are not allowed. try to make it simple to see if it works. If you use a character that is not supported, or if you think that you do correctly your password, feel free to use our support form, because I don't want to go to your database and to see what's wrong with your case. But please feel free to use our support form. So once again, you just can go to odoo.com/help. There you just mention your issue, you just explain our support team, yes, the best you can, how you can reproduce your issue, or what is your issue, and then they'll take the ticket and they'll give you an answer according to what they think and to what is the issue. Okay, so feel free to use our support form, and yes, the support team is going to answer you. Okay, so yes, please contact our support form. I cannot help you right now, but our support will if you send them a ticket. Okay. So another question from Tahir. So I want to know that is there any way to implement withholding tax in Odoo 10 on payment to supplier? So I'm not sure to understand the question, but in the accounting, so you would like to set a tax on the payment, if that's what I understand. I'm not sure to understand what's a withholding tax. So maybe give me more details. I'll try to come back to that later, maybe. So I have a question. Does POS, so point of sale order, integrate to Odoo manufacturing? Just same as SO. Let's try together. So we'll see. I will just install the POS. That's interesting, because it's something we've not discussed yet. So point of sale, I will just install it. So now that it is installed, I will go to my point of sales. I will create a new session, and I will sell a chair. Okay, and let's say that the customer paid it in cash. It's a yes. I validate it. Next order. I close my session. I confirm. And I've got no an orders for a chair, but there is no manufacturing order created. Why? Because, and there is a simple explanation to this. This is because actually Odoo thinks that if you are in your POS, so in your point of sales, there is a chair. You don't have to manufacturing, because you've got it in your stock. So there is no need to trigger a manufacturing order from a POS order, because if you have it in your point of sales, it is already manufactured. So this is a rule which is only applied on sale order, and this does not create POS order, does not create manufacturing order for this product. So it answers your question, and it allowed me to show you the POS feature, the POS application into Odoo. Is there a way to change? So I have a question from Ro. Is there a way to change default Odoo theme to more of company-related theme, like primary, secondary color changes, etc.? So when you install the website application, you can actually click on the customize in your website, and you can customize theme. You need first to, of course, install a theme, and you can see the themes there. So when you first install your website, you can choose one of our themes. You can see that we have 25 themes, and some of them are really great, I think. So really nice theme. Themes. It's really amazing what we can do. And once you choose one, you can either preview it, so live preview where you can see what you can do with the theme and so on. Once you choose one, you can just install it. Okay. So yes, it's loading. It's installing the theme actually, and yeah. Then once the theme you've chosen is installed, you can customize it. So you see that everything related to the theme has been installed. So there we've got some drag and drop blocks that we can use, and everything is done is created according to the theme. I can save it, and now if you want to customize, so you can choose a theme which is already related to your company colors and so on if you want, but you can also customize it there, and you can choose some of the colors we've got for this theme. So there in the layout and in the colors, in the image, in the BG color, you can really choose your colors. You see that it does change the layout. It changed the what we see. So you can customize the theme as you want with our color. So you can make it you can make your own theme. I mean, not your own theme, but you can customize our theme as you want. Okay. So I've got another question from Pascal regarding what you've just said about post orders. What is the rule applied on sale order? When will a sale order be generated? A sale order will not be generated from a post order. So sale order will not be generated from a post order. We've got two different objects in the system, so two different things. We've got post order on one side, and on the other side we've got sale order. That's actually both orders, but that's two different objects, and one does not trigger the other one. So it's two different objects that we can to manage the sales, but one comes from the post and one comes from the other sales you got in the database. So that's two different things, and post order does not generate sale order. Okay. Is there any other way to import? So I have a question from Manohar. Is there any other way to import third-party module rather than Studio? Because always when I try to import through Studio, I get an error while importing. Can you please get me a solution for this issue? So first of all, if you get an error when you import Odoo Studio, so if you really did what I've explained, so export your audio, you should really be able to export it and import it in another database. If you get an issue, feel free to contact our support through the support form, because it's not normal. You should be able really to import it and to export it and to import it in another database. That's a feature we want to be yes to. That's a feature we want, so, and we have, so it should work really. If it doesn't, please contact our support form. And also, let me remind you that there is a technical session this afternoon. So if maybe my technical colleague will be able to show you this export import if you get some questions about it. So, but in your case, Manora, I suggest you to contact our support team, because this question, if it's a standard behavior, so if you've really done customization with Studio, and if you want to import it in another database, it should work. So it should be a bug, and you can contact our support form through odoo.com/help. Okay, our support team. Okay, so that's what I suggest for you. Then I've got a question from Diwakar. Is there any clean tutorial that help us to work like invoicing from sale order in Odoo Community 10? So if we've got the Odoo documentation. So documentation. Yes, sorry. So Odoo documentation on our website, we've got some documentation about all the functionality we've got in the system. So you can go to odoo.com/documentation/user/10. You'll get this page there where you can find some documentation grouped by application actually. So for example, in your case, you want documentation about the invoicing, you go to the accounting, and then you've got some features, an introduction, yes, and you see that you've got some yes, a lot of topics that are covered by the documentation. Or you can pay with SEPA, or you can yes, record a payment, and so on. So, and you've got this. If you click on a link, you've got a screenshot. You've got explanation yes, about what you can do and how it is working with Odoo. So that's a really good tool that I recommend. And it's grouped by application, so it's really clear. It's really well done. Feel free to use it. It's great. It's a great tool. Okay. Okay. So are there themes? So I got a question from Ro. Are there themes available for Odoo admin portal as well, or just for the Odoo website builder? So actually the website and the portal front end is the same thing. So if you've got a if you install a theme in the website, the portal will be the same. No, I've installed the theme. If I refresh there, let me just check. You see that the theme is applied as well in the portal. So that's actually the same thing. Okay. So yeah, Setejad, you said that I'm skipping your question. I cannot answer every question. If it's important, please ask me once again, because I don't have time to answer every question. Sorry about this, but I don't simply have time. Maybe do it once again. I'll try to answer it. But I do my best to answer all of your questions, of course, but I can't. So can you already tell us what will be the highlight of Odoo 11? What I suggest, if you want to discover our Odoo 11 version, what I can suggest is that you can come to our Odoo experience days. Actually, it will be in October. Yes, let me just go to odoo.com. It will be easier. Where can I find the link to our Odoo experience? Let me just check events. Where do I have events? There. Can I Odoo? I don't know where I can find the link to the Odoo experience. There. Okay, I've got something there. Okay. And in October, in Louvain-la-Neuve, in Belgium, you can we've got our Odoo experience days sessions. So that's where we will discuss. We'll present you all the new features of Odoo 11. So yes, you can all the new features actually. So you can register for free. Talks will be available to discuss all the new topics. It will be really great. So I just recommend you to go there to assist to this this event because there are a lot of tools that can be interesting for you. Yes, we'll all be there, so all the teams will be there. So you'll be able to meet us, and you'll be able to assist to some tools, to discuss with us about some new functionality. So feel free to register. It's a big event. It's a really great event in Le Valeneuve, so in Belgium. Okay. And in the future, in the next weeks, you'll get some more details about the tools that we will give. But yes, you can try to check the information on this page. So that's what I wanted to know, and that's the best way to learn about Odoo, the new features. Okay. Here it is. There is nothing what I want. So Diwakar, there is nothing what I wanted in both sales and invoicing documentation. Okay, then what do you want? Normally the accounting and the sales documentation is quite complete. So if you have a particular question, a specific question, just let me know. But normally the documentation is quite complete. Okay. So we cover a lot of topics in this documentation. So Sateja had a question: what if I want to create 1,000 users for the first time? I can create each and every one manually and link each and every user to employee. That becomes hectic, right? What will be your take on this? So I guess I'm not even sure you can. I've never tested the functionality to import user. I'm not sure, so I don't want to give you any guarantee that it will work to import user. But of course you can try. I'm not sure it will work because the creation of user is quite complicated. So maybe with the help of functional consultant and a technical consultant it's possible, but I'm not sure it's the best option. And then once the user are created, you can easily link them to the employee by importing the employee back. So the only thing you have to do it. So the first step is to create the user either manually or with an import, but I cannot give you any guarantee about that because I'm not sure we can, and maybe that's a question you can ask this afternoon to my technical colleague. But once all your users are generated, are created, you can simply go to the employees and then make an action to export them. So you'll get the ID of the employees. You can export, let me check where it is, the related user there. You export the file, and then simply by exporting the ID of the user, you'll be able to fill in this file that you can use to import again with the updated data, and it will link the users, the employees to the right user. That's the best solution I can give you right now with an import. So I think that's the best thing you can do. Okay. So I have a question from Daniel, and yes, we still have 20 minutes. So feel free to ask your last question. So we still have 20 minutes before the end of this session. But once again, we'll have other session next week. So yes, feel free to attend it as well. So we try to do this every Friday. So yeah. So we still have 20 minutes, and I have a question from Daniel. How can a user answer to mails in his discussion inbox? Okay, so I've got, for example, let me check my discussion if I've got something. So in the discuss there, so Odoo, we don't want Odoo to replace your mailbox actually. So the first thing you have to know is that Odoo is not your mailbox. It's a great tool because it's actually, yes, you can see the mails, the message you receive from the system in Odoo and in your mailbox. but we don't want to replace your mailbox, so you still have to keep your mailbox, and you can use Odoo. So as I explained before, so you can when you send an email to, for example, to some customer, I don't know if and it depends on the preferences. Let me just check my preferences. Handled in Odoo. Okay, so I will try to let me check. I'm the partner. Yeah, I'm connected as the Odoo user. I will accept the invitation as the user. So I'm now connected as Odoo user, okay, and I will create a channel, for example, in the database there. So I will create, for example, a sport channel. If in your company you want to discuss about sports, I will add the members in this channel. So Odoo user, where is Odoo user? Yes. Every time I don't know which one it is, it's not a big deal. Yeah, I will still change the contact name because it's not the best. To be sure, it's the. Oh yeah, I will check user. Okay, when was it created? 2 hours ago. I think this is the customer. Let me just check up. Okay, so go back to my channel, sports, settings, members, Odoo, and okay. Yeah. Then I want Odoo user. Okay. I can either check to check emails, to send emails by mail, save, and I will, as a manager, first message, sport channel. Okay, I send it, and now as the user, I've got an email because I received it there in my mailbox, and also in the discussion normally I should see that I have something in the sport channel, and there I can simply reply to the manager. Okay, my reply, or I don't know, my reply in discussion, whatever I want. I send a new message, and as the manager I should receive a message from Odoo user, but I should also be able to see it in the mailbox. So I can really discuss with my employee through channel, and that's that's how it works with the discuss. I also see emails in my inbox. So there I see a notification I received and that I didn't check yet. So I haven't checked yet. So there in my inbox, for example, if I discuss with one of my customer, I can also see my customer messages there if I have not checked the form before. So that's something I can also see in the discuss application. Okay. I hope this answers your question. Then I've got another question. How do I personalize my invoice? How do I create my desired invoice? So this is a question from Oswald, who wants to customize his invoice. So we are actually working on the improvement of Odoo Studio to be able to customize a little bit the reports, but customizing a report is part of the customization. So make a design. So just let me just show you an example. So the quotation, if I open Odoo Studio, in the quotation there I can access the report. Sorry, there I can see the report for what it looks like actually. I can try to edit it and to change some words if I want, but it's quite limited at the moment because report customization is done with report design is done by customization. Of course, as functional consultant and technical consultant, we can help you to do this, but you will need to subscribe to one of our customization offer, because with Studio is we cannot do that. So you do it with inherited views and so on, because reports are based on views. So I can quickly show you how you can find this. So you can go to the settings and yes, activate the debug mode, but that's not something quite easy, let's say, to do. And in the reports there you can find all the reports, for example the invoice reports, and as you can see it is based on QWeb views. So the reports there, it's the view, and this view triggers the reports. Of course we can change the report, we can change the design, and but as you want, and it's done with the view. So if you have some technical knowledge, you can, but we can also help you to do this. I will not show you right now how we can do this, but you know that we can help you. What I wanted as well, what I also wanted to show you is that in the general settings, we've got now different document templates. As you can see, for example, if we want a clean template, I can preview the document. Yes, I can. You see that that's a clean template. That's a little bit different. I've got another template which is background template, and you see that the design is a little bit different. The design is a little bit different. There is background and so on. So this is what we have in standard. Okay. Okay, so yes, do you have any other questions? I don't see any other questions, so I answered the last question I had. I see, yes, I see another question. Is there any plans to introduce chatbots in Odoo Chat? So a question from Ron. Is there any plans to introduce chatbots in Odoo Chat? Honestly, I don't know. I haven't heard about this, but I don't know. So maybe I don't know if it's a technical features or not. Maybe come back this afternoon to ask my technical colleague. I'm not sure about this, so I don't want to give you any guarantee. Maybe my technical colleague will be able to answer, but I'm not sure neither. So feel free to come back this afternoon, but cannot give you any guarantee. If you want to have an answer, you can maybe contact our support team with odoo.com/help. Maybe we'll give you more information. We'll be able to discuss with the usability team and check if this is something that will be integrated. So that's what I recommend. Okay, sure. Thanks. Okay, so do you have any other questions? Because I answered the last question. I don't know, we still have 10 minutes, so feel free to ask me some other questions. If not, it will be just time to close this session, and I think we had a great time together. And as explained, next week on Friday we'll have Michael, so one of my colleagues will make this functional section, and it will be a little bit dedicated to the barcode interface. So if you have questions about this, feel free to come back next Friday. I think it will be very interesting for you. And yes, once again, this afternoon we have a technical session, so where you can ask more technical questions if you are Python developers, or I don't know, you've got technical stuff to discuss with us, come back this afternoon. Okay, so still, yes, for the 5 last minutes, if you don't have any more questions, what I can show you again, it's maybe the PLM application. No, maybe it would be more interesting to discuss a little bit the master production schedule. That's a tool we've got in the manufacturing order to schedule the production we need to do. So that's a new tool with the Odoo 10 version, and actually it will trigger, it can trigger manufacturing order and so on based on the product we need to have. So quite quickly, if I add a product, for example, remember that in my database I product chair. Okay, there I just add the chair in my master production schedule in the accounting. And then I can forecast my demand. So that's a field. You can change there. Okay, I can forecast my demand. So if, for example, I know that in July I will need 20 chairs. In Augustus I will need 100. In September it's a little bit less. I need 5, let's say. Okay, Odoo, based on the indirect demand. So the indirect demand is the demand related to, so for example, for my legs, if I need my legs to build another chair, the indirect demand for my legs will be 4 to create a chair. So there, if I add my legs, for example, legs, add product, if I apply this, you see that the indirect demand of my legs is 80 because I will need 20 chair in July, so 80 legs. And then I can set a minimum and a maximum that I want to reach at every month. So there I set the target. So I want actually to reach, the goal is to keep 50 in my stock. And the minimum I want to supply every month is, for example, 2, because I cannot produce less than 2, and I can only produce 70 units a month. So that's the maximum I can reach. I can save it, and thanks to that, Odoo, you see that will trigger the next month to go to the forecast we've set there, and then for the next month it will produce 2, because so every time it will produce 2 because that's the minimum to supply we've got. So now that we have done the forecast demand and we've set a target, we can apply and launch what we call the green cells. So there you can see that we can launch the green cells, and it will launch procurement. So in July I need 70 units. If I apply and launch the green cells, actually Odoo, what it does, it creates a manufacturing order, as you can see, for 70 chairs, thanks to my master production schedule. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, I just wanted to give you a short introduction about this, because I think that's an amazing features we've launched with Odoo 10. So yeah, that's something you can use if you want. Okay. Is there any other question? Yes. Can Odoo work on Oracle? Yes, I think so. But if you want more technical details, please feel free to come back this afternoon. Okay. And then yes, there is a questions if you can comment your number to join Odoo WhatsApp group. So if you want to join this group, you can just comment your number. You will be added. So yeah. So I have another question. So from Eric, how can I add a logo in my post receipt, I think it's I don't know if it's standard. I'm not sure that. And if you in your company you can add a logo there, but I'm not sure it's actually linked to the post order. So I'm not sure. Let me just check. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm sure it's added in the report, in the invoicing report, in the sale order report, but in the post order report, in the post order ticket, it's not. It's actually not included in the receipt. This is just some receipt that you receive in every shop. I'm not sure, but what you can do is just to try to add it in your company, to add your logo, and to see if it's printed on the receipt. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this actually, but feel free to try in your company settings. Just add a logo and then print a receipt in your point of sales, and you will check if it's not if it's added or not. Okay, so I see that you share your number, so that's great. And yeah, I think if I don't have any more questions, it's maybe time to close this session. So as a reminder, we'll have a technical session this afternoon, so in 30 minutes actually that will start. So please feel free to join on YouTube or on Facebook. And next week we'll have another functional section on Friday, so feel also free to join. It will be very interesting with one of my other colleagues. And okay, that's it. It's time to thank you for your time and say goodbye. So goodbye and have a nice day. Bye.